Welcome back, musical architects. Do you want to get faster in your music productions? I think one of the key elements to do so is making decisions and moving on. But sometimes that's easier said than done. For example, we might have 5 good vocal takes and we don't want to throw them all away. But as long as you see all of them, your brain is somehow blocked to finish and move on. So I want to show you a technique and a tool that I really enjoy in Logic Pro that lets me delete things, clean up my sessions, and yet leave a backdoor open in case I ever have to go back and find the other take that I deleted. So check it out. Before I start finalizing my production and mixing the song, I usually go through my arrangement and organize a bit. I'm going to sort out all the instrument groups one by one and get rid of things I don't need. You see that I have lots of take folders here, and I don't like to stay with the take folders because A, I have too many options in my brain, then I can still change. And secondly, there's things I can't do in a take folder, like a fade in, for example, because the take folder is not an actual recording, it just holds multiple takes. So for that, I need to flatten it. But if I flatten it and say I want to commit to take 2 here, which I can do here, and I set up a shortcut, Control F as well. So if I go Control F, I would commit, and now I can do a fade. But I want to be able to go back in case, just in case something happens and I realize there's a wrong note in here and I have a better take or better note in take 1. So how do I do that? I'm going to select all my strumming guitars, for example. This is the instrument group I'm working through right now. So I'm going to go instrument group by instrument group and clean it up. So here I'm going to control click and add track alternatives to my track header. So check that. And now I'm going to make a duplicate. It's a bit like a take folder where you hold multiple takes inside a region or a take folder. Here you have multiple tracks inside a track. So I have track A and B. And now I can go in here and say Control F or flatten multiple things at the same time. And then I'm going to find the perfect spot for these to start, select them all, and fade them in with Control Shift and drag. If I would just go on the bar, I would lose that first percussive element of a strum. I want to make sure I have enough of that file, which is usually a little bit ahead of time. That sounds better. And I do the same thing with vocals. I can say how much breath do I want in front of the phrase and then do a fade in and extend it therefore. So now I can work through these files, do the same thing with the ending. How much do I really need with the ending? Fade out. So the whole group is cohesive and together. Double check with listening. Where needed, I'm gonna add some crossfades and work through these tracks. And if there's anything wrong, later on I did realize, there is a wrong note or a wrong lyric or something like that, I have the ability to go back to that first take folder, that first track alternative, and say, okay, I messed up here. I would need this part instead. And I can duplicate this again and make this track alternative C, and then flatten that. So I can always have a backdoor, but I'm not distracted. I really like to see what I hear and hear what I see and not have too many options open. So now my guitars are gone. I would do the same thing, say with the lead vocals. Go here, make the fades where necessary. And if I'm not sure, I don't want to mess it up, create a track alternative, duplicate it. And now you can say, yes, I do want to cut this out. But then you remember the original take is still there. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Track alternatives come in very handy for me when I want to have multiple options or get rid of some of the options like this one here. I can go to B, flatten it, and then do my necessary edits. Hope this makes sense. Thanks for watching. Stay creative, and I see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you want to dig deeper, feel free to check out my course, where I start from the very beginning of writing a song to the end of production and take you step by step through the process. Thanks so much and have a great day. No matter what, stay unapologetically creative.